everyone, and welcome to the Smile Code, where we explore the art of authentic happiness from the inside out. Today's episode is called the Holy Trinity of Peace. And by the end of it, I promise you'll see peace differently. Not as stillness, but as synchronicity. So the first gate of this episode is knowing thyself. When the ancient Greeks carved "Know Thyself" above the Temple of Delphi, they weren't offering a suggestion. They were giving us a survival key. Because the greatest wars are not fought on battlefields. The greatest wars are fought within the human heart, between who we are and who we pretend to be. We live in a world of noise, curated feeds, borrowed opinions, constant comparison. And in that noise, we forget our own frequency. And like I've said before, there was a season in my life where I confused productivity with purpose. Every checkbox completed gave me a rush, but every night I felt empty. Then one evening, sitting in silence after another accomplished day, I heard a whisper in my spirit. Who are you when you stop doing? And that question unraveled everything. Because knowing myself begins when the performance ends. When you start knowing who you are, not the resume, not the title, not the roles, you meet peace for the first time. Because clarity calms chaos. And the mind can only rest when the soul is seen. Once you know yourself, the next challenge is daring to be yourself. That's where most of us falter. We know what lights us up, but we dim it to stay accepted. We know what breaks us, but we smile through it to stay polite. We trade our authenticity for approval and call it peace. But suppression is not peace. It's slow suffocation. Authenticity is the soul's rebellion against conformity. It's the courage to let your inside world match your outside life. A friend once said to me, "Esi, peace feels so far away." So I asked her, when was the last time you said no to something that didn't feel right? She paused and her eyes welled up and she whispered, "I don't remember." And I said gently to her, "Then peace hasn't left you, my dear. You've just left yourself." Authenticity is the art of coming home again and again. It's not about being loud. It's about being true. And every time you choose truth over image or optics, your nervous system relaxes. Your heart exhales. And peace, that long-lost friend, returns. So if self-knowledge centers you, and authenticity aligns you, then purpose propels you, doesn't it? Purpose is peace in motion. It's the knowing that your existence contributes to something bigger. It turns ordinary actions into sacred acts. But here's the twist. Purpose isn't always a career, a title, or a grand mission. Sometimes your purpose is to nurture joy in a dark season. Sometimes it's to bring kindness to one's soul who's forgotten their worth. Purpose is not about scale, it's about resonance. When your doing is infused with being, and your being is grounded in knowing, peace becomes perpetual. You're no longer chasing it. You are it. I'll repeat that. When your doing is infused with being, and your being is grounded in knowing, peace becomes perpetual, eternal. You're no longer chasing it because you are it. So you need to ask yourself, what brings me alive even when no one is watching? What would I still do if I knew I couldn't fail? Where do I feel most aligned in my body, in my energy, in my spirit? These are the breadcrumbs leading you to your purpose and to peace. So now here's where it gets interesting. Peace is often mistaken for silence, for stillness, for calm seas. But true peace, my friends, can roar. It's not the absence of movement. What it is, it's the absence of resistance. The river is peaceful not because it's still, but because it's flowing without fighting the rocks. So peace isn't about retreating from life. It's about moving through life in alignment. You can be in the middle of change, of chaos, even of conflict, and still be unshakable within. That's the peace of purpose, the peace of authenticity, the peace of self-knowledge, the Holy Trinity at work, harmony between inner truth and outer world. So if you'll permit me now, I'd like to do a short guided reflection or meditation. So take a nice deep breath in and exhale slowly. Do it a couple of times. Now ask yourself quietly, where in my life have I betrayed my own peace? Is it in pretending? Overcommitting? Is it in ignoring the quiet voice within? And now ask, what would peace do right now? Would it speak? Would it rest? Would it forgive? Let peace speak through you, not as an escape, but as an expression. When you know yourself, you find clarity. When you live authentically, you find alignment. And when you walk in purpose, you find meaning. And meaning brings peace, Not because life is perfect, but because you finally are. That's the Holy Trinity of peace, the smile code of the soul. I'm Dr. Esi Quaidoo, and this has been the TheSmileCode podcast. If this episode touched you, please share it with someone searching for peace. Because sometimes sharing your light is the purest form of purpose. So until next time, keep smiling from the inside out. See you soon.